This is highly embarrassing for President Macron, but just how damaging can this scandal be for him?
Well, it is seriously damaging for Macron. It's seriously damaging on three levels. The first level is the violence meted out to demonstrators during May Day protests by a man passing himself off as a policeman who turns out to be a close security aide of the president on his day off. The second level is the wholly inadequate way the Elysee dealt with this when it was made aware of Benalla's behaviour, suspending him for 2 weeks in May, supposedly, redefining his role, supposedly, then taking some 2 months before firing him last Friday when it had become absolutely unavoidable. But the third most damaging level of all is the poisonous effect of this affair for a presidency that was founded on the promise to remoralize public life, to be ethically exemplary. That promise has been blown apart by an affair that is now growing bigger by the day and drawing in members of the Paris police, the government, the president's inner circle, and of course the president himself when he finally sees fit to comment on it.
And it seems, as you say there, that the Elysee, as in the French presidential palace, has seriously misread the level of public concern.
Yes, I think that is very fair to say. What we saw yesterday in the hearings was a prolonged masterclass in passing the buck, with the Interior Minister saying it was up to the Elysee and the Paris police to deal with Benalla, and the Paris police prefect saying it was up to the Elysee and the Interior Ministry. We got a glimpse here also of the fault lines running through and between those institutions and the rivalries at play. But the great absentee from yesterday's hearings was, of course, the Elysee, to which all roads in this affair now lead. And that's why the hearing later this afternoon of the President's Chief of Staff, Patrick Stroda, is awaited with such anticipation. Will he shed light on questions about Benalla's shadowy role that were not answered in yesterday's hearings? What precisely was Benalla's status in relation to the police security services, and what allowed him such privileged access to police activities and police equipment, including a firearm? After many hours of hearings yesterday, we are no clearer about these questions. So bring on Stroda.
And Professor Shields, what does President Macron need to do in order to basically move this story forward as such? What are we looking to hear from the French leader?
Macron is in the invidious position where he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. The longer he delays in making a public comment, the more he'll be accused of hiding away. But to intervene at the wrong moment, while testimonies are still being gathered and while the picture is still incomplete, means he doesn't yet know the full parameters of this affair. So he could live to regret a premature comment, and he won't want to add to the contradictions that are already piling up from different accounts. The one sure thing is that the drip, drip, drip effect of every day's new hearings and findings can only have a damaging effect on a president already sliding in the polls. These are serious times for Macron, such as he has never known in politics. And a staff shake-up at the Elysee, as he has ordered, will hardly be seen as an adequate response.